Hello, I'm FPL MV and welcome back to another FPL preseason video. Apart from Haaland and Kane, this year almost all of the strikers are between 5.5 and 8 million, so it pretty much doesn't matter who are you going to pick based on price, but based on their qualities on the field. So today we are going to rank them up by those qualities and how often they're playing, how often they're in a good striking opportunities, because you need goals from your forwards. If you enjoyed the content, as always, subscribe to my channel, help me reach that 500 subscribers goals that I've set up for myself. If you have anything to add, please write it down in the comment section. And now let's go to that tier list. Let's begin with the strikers. First, we have Alvarez from Manchester City. He's a great player. I believe that he can be starting in game week 1 because Kevin De Bruyne is injured right now. And when Kevin wasn't playing last season, Alvarez was playing behind Haaland, so he can repeat that at the start of the season. We have to see how it's going in preseason and what is going on with their team for the Community Shield title. But for now, Alvarez is not a very nailed player further and after game week 1. So believing in him to bring you a lot of regular points is not good. So I believe he is an avoid for the start of the season because you can get better players for cheaper price and for better minutes, and that's what's the most important at the start of the season, minutes, because if you are not playing as regularly as possible, other players will just rack up some more points just by being on the field. So Alvarez in an avoid section. Next up is Antonio. West Ham are going to lose Declan Rice this season, so Antonio perspective of attacking threat may be a little bit lower because they will need to focus on improving on defense and their attack may struggle. Last season they won a European trophy, so they know how to score goals and to win some trophies. But going for West Ham striker seems very risky at the start, especially their fiction run is not good enough. They have other players that can rotate with Antonio as well, so picking Antonio seems even riskier than Alvarez. So for me, he's below Alvarez in the avoid section. I don't see me picking anyone from West Ham for the start going forward. Their defenders and goalkeeper look very juicy, but their strikers and midfielders not so much. Next up is Awoni from Nottingham Forest. They have a lot other strikers that I'm not listing here because they're basically the same, so it's no use to wasting your time by talking about the same player over and over again. Awoni, he can be rotated, he's playing good, so another avoid player in my opinion because they're not just getting the right amount of minutes and goals that is worth putting in your side. So ignoring Ioni for the start. If they get a couple of injuries and their strikers become more nailed, I may opt for it, but for the start they're an avoid and even lower than Antonio. Next up is Darwin Nunes. He had a flop season for the first to say compared to Haaland's, but what can you do? Nothing can be compared to Haaland in my opinion. So going for Liverpool striker at the start seems risky because we don't know how they are going to set up. Is it going to be 4 players up front, 3 like they're used to do? Is Nunes going to be playing 90 minutes? Most possibly not. But if someone gets injured during preseason, he can become a regular starter. So this is a very situational pick to pick from. Next up is Dominic Calvert-Lewin. In my opinion, he is going to be delivering a lot of points from the start if he is fit. There is a big if, but let's not consider him being injured because it's preseason. They will start preseason soon with the matches, and having DCL on my radar for sure. I'm very looking forward to see how he's going to play because they have a pretty amazing fixture run at the start, and having a player of the caliber of Dominic Calvert-Lewin for such low price seems a very good decision. For me, he's a very good pick. I consider him for my game week 1 squad for sure, not only because he's good, he has penalties also, he's a low price, Everton has good fixtures, everything you look to begin with a striker, so DCL in my squad. If something goes wrong, there are a lot of players to swap him with, so for now I'm opting for DCL. Next up is Edward. Edward is the definition of situational pick. It's the same with Darwin. He's a rotation risk, And Crystal Palace will have a good style. They've lost Zaha and Tulise may be injured, but that means that Edward will have more playing time. And for such a low price, he is becoming a situational pick. I believe that he will be a very, very good shout out to start the season as the main number 9. If they sign someone else, maybe this other player will be ahead of him. But for now, he looks like a situational pick. Ferguson, the same as Edward. He is just playing in a Brighton side that is rotatable. They have Welbeck, they have Undav, they have Ferguson, they have Joao Pedro. So picking a striker from Brighton may seem very, very risky and very difficult and very much not worth it, because if they get substituted around the 60 minutes, they may not get the proper returns. And for the price that he is, Dominic Calvert-Lewin can deliver even more points. He is a good player. He is young. He is improving. But in my opinion, he is not the right player for you to start your game week 1 draft in. Joao Pedro is even better in my opinion, yes, ahead of him. But as the same with Awoni, I did not want to put as many strikers from one team just to take up your time. And they're basically the same. They, in my opinion, won't be nailed. They will be rotated. Someone going on the wing, maybe 2 strikers. Maybe they will change formation this season. We have to see what they're going to do. But for now, Ferguson is a situational pick, and all of the Brighton players are here like a situational picks. Gakpo a situational as well, just the same as Darwin, but below him because the goal threat of Darwin is higher. Darwin is a more natural goal scorer, while Gakpo is more of a Firmino role, where he will just distribute the ball. He can go on the wing, just provide some width there, something like that. I don't believe that he's as good as Darwin in front of goal. And in my opinion, it's too risky to pick Gakpo or Darwin right now, so they are in the situational pick category. Next up, we have the most obvious thing, Erling Haaland in a don't dare section. I'm kidding. He's supposed to be a must pick, and even for the price of 14 million, I cannot look past him and go for someone else instead of him. Even Harry Kane's numbers from last season are not good enough to support Haaland being out. Kane can leave. If he leaves, Haaland will have no competition in front of goal. So basically, Haaland for me is a must pick, and I believe that he will beat his score once again and his record for most goals scored. So having him even for 14 million is a must in my opinion. Isaac, the definition of situational pick. He can play on the left wing, he can play on central attacking, he can play together with Wilson. It's basically one of the other or both of them together, but he is a situational pick. Their fixture run is not too good. Their form may be a little bit tricky at the start, so I don't think it's worth risking it for a Newcastle striker at least. Next up is Jackson from Chelsea, the new number 9 that they just signed this summer. That means that he will get some minutes because they're keep buying players. They're now selling some, but Jackson a situational pick. If he is ahead of Broya, basically Broya and Jackson are the same. If one is ahead of the other, you can pick him because he is cheap, and a striker from Chelsea that cheap is a very good thing to have. But for now, a situational pick, and we will have to monitor it. Next up is Gabriel Jesus. For me, he is a very good pick. I'm not too much considering him to a start, but I see a lot of other content creators picking him in their first draft. So I look at the numbers, and he's doing very, very well. You can go for him if you have the money. In my opinion, he is a little bit a waste of money because you can go a little bit higher to Odegaard or the same money for Martinelli, and they can deliver a lot of points. He is nailed. He is not going to be rotated as much as never, basically, because last season he was injured when he was not playing, but he can sometimes leave the field before the 90-minute mark because their other striker inside Arsenal, Balogun, returned as well. We have to monitor that, so he is a very good pick. Not a top of very good picks, but regardless, a very good pick. Harry Kane, what can you say about Harry Kane? He had the best season of his life in FPL terms, and in my opinion, he is a very good pick, regardless of his status in the team and the team Spurs that they're not very good as a team, but Harry Kane had an amazing numbers to back him up. For me, he is a very well built player, and if he doesn't leave the Prem, he may even become a must pick if he joins Manchester United. It doesn't look like that right now. Bayern Munich is the only team in contention to sign him, but if he stays at Spurs, he's going to be a very good pick. I'll be soon preparing a draft where you can see Hurricane Insight, so stay tuned and subscribe to the channel just to get notified when my videos came out. But for now, Hurricane a very good pick, not the same as Haaland. And if you have the money and the budget to fitting him, just do it. For now, I'm staying away from him, but he is a very good pick regardless. Next up is Martial, and in my opinion, this is the first guy in Don't You Dare. I believe this is going to be a waste of a transfer if you put him in. In my opinion, Rashford can take up his spot front because they bought Mount and they have Anthony Sancho, Garancho, and Bruno Fernandes fighting for those attacking spots. And Marcel is not nailed. He will have a huge fan base because he is a Manchester United player, but I am staying away from him for sure. I will not consider him again because last season I did and he disappointed me, and I don't see a point of doing that again because you have better players because they're so close regarding price and regarding fixtures that Martial is not interesting for me right now. At least if he is nailed, he's getting the minutes, he's not substitute out. I may consider him, but for now, a complete no-go. Next up is Mitrovic. Mitrovic is a very good pick. He is a solid Premier League striker. He has experience. He's playing in a good side. He's nailed. He has minutes even if he is injured. So basically, he is a talisman of the team. I believe that he is a very strong pick if you want to go for a Fulham striker. Fulham are having their price ups because they did so well in the Prem last season. And for me, one of the reasons was Mitrovic, and if you want to go for him again, just do it. Mitrovic is a good player, not better than those three already in the team, regardless of FPL, but right now a very, very good pick. Next up is Morris from Luton, another great pick for such a low price. He can be an option if you need to save some money and to downgrade somewhere in your team. He has good numbers. He's playing football well. He is their top scorer from last season. So having Morris in your side can't go too much wrong. He is a new player to the Prem, so this will be exciting, but we have to monitor how he will do at the start and what he will do. So going for Morris cannot be a bad decision, and I believe that he is in front of Mitrovic in the pecking order. Next up is a Sheffield United striker, and I don't see picking him. I am avoiding Sheffield from the start because they're just not as good as the other teams right now. They don't have the fixtures. They're not too buying someone too exciting, so for now he's staying there. And Kunku, in my opinion, he's one of the most exciting things to be coming to the Prem this season. He's coming from Leipzig, and a lot of football fans are having bad memories from players coming from Leipzig. But I believe Nkunku is different. He will be playing as a shadow striker most probably, and he will get into that half spaces. So I believe next season when he is classified as a midfielder, he will do even better. But for now, if he is nailed, I'm going for him. If not, I will rotate the squad a little bit and pick maybe Sterling, but for now Nkunku is in the team for sure, in my at least. Solanke, a very good pick. He is a proven Prem striker. He is a talisman, just like Mitrovic, a little bit cheaper. So you can opt for one of those if you enjoy having a talisman that is not going to miss a single game, and he will be there regardless of form and everything, and can bang a goal from penalty or for something like that. So in my opinion, a very good pick to choose from is Solanke or Mitrovic. If you want to go a little bit different, Ivan Toney, bottom of don't you dare, he's banned for half season, so picking him is worthless. You will be wasting a spot in your side. After the ban is lifted, you can go for him, but for now, hell no to go for him. Next up is Oli Watkins. In my opinion, a very good pick. It's the same pick as Jesus, in my opinion. He's a strong player. He's on penalties for Aston Villa. He is nailed. He's playing good football. He's fast. He found his form under Unai Emery, and I believe he can do a lot of damage this year. But if you don't have the money, just don't go for him. It's that simple. But if Aston Villa turn their fixtures for the good, I believe their players will become very, very interesting FPL speaking. So that's around the game week 8 where the fixtures turned, and you can go for an Aston Villa player there to attack the fixtures, and Watkins will be good, but he's a very good pick for the start because they seem a little bit proof of fixtures and regarding fixtures, and Ollie Watkins scored a lot of goals last season, so he is a very good pick in my opinion. Weghorst, he is an avoid for me. He returned to Burnley. I don't know if he's staying, if he will fit company's style, if he will be playing at all. He looks like more of a Sean Dyche player than to a company player, so he's in avoid section. He's almost in a don't you dare, but right now on avoid because he's still at Burnley, and you can go wrong with the Burnley player. They will be a surprise this season in my opinion. Next up is Callum Wilson. For me, a very situational pick, just as Isaac, but in my opinion a little bit better because he has penalties under his belt if they're sharing minutes. So yeah, Wilson, a very good pick. He won me a lot of points last season, especially in that double game week where I captained him. So I have good and fond memories of Wilson. And if Isaac got injured, Wilson will be the main focal point of their attack. And when their fixtures turn for the better, I believe I will be going for Wilson for sure. And the last player we're going to discuss is Wissa. He's a very, very good pick. He's next to Dominic Calvert-Lewin. The only thing that I don't know for him for sure is if he is going to having penalties or not, because when he's on the field he's banging goals. I don't believe that he will keep the same rate as Ivan Toney last season, because if he was going to do it he was supposed to be nailed and playing instead of him, but goals proceed wherever Wissa goes, maybe because he's coming fresh out of the bench, but he has that goal instinct and he will be a big threat. I'm just tossing around Calvert-Lewin and Wissa for my team. I have to choose. I have not decided yet because we have around a month before the prem starts, so not worth deliberating a lot on your draft right now. Just look on preseason, just look on fixtures, prepare a plan and execute it properly when the time comes. It will be the week before the prem starts when it's going to be the most important in my opinion, but for now Wissa is a very good pick player wise and fixture wise as well. I hope you enjoyed it. If you think I made some mistakes here, write it down in the comment section. Subscribe to my channel to support me and to reach my goal. And I hope to see you very soon with another video regarding forwards. But for now, guys, I'll be heading out. Bye!